Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ali Iftikhar. This video is going to be very important if you want to apply for Canadian immigration in future. All right, if you're a beginner to Canadian immigration. So thing is, IRCC recently announced that they accepted 450,000 people, like 4.5 lakh people. If you're from South Asia, you will understand what is a lakh. It is 100,000. So 450,000 people were accepted as a student in Canada. Now the implication of this, what is the outcome that is expected for the federal skilled workers, for the Canadian experience class. And thing is, if we look at the draws, in 2022, the draws are going to be irregular because the backlog of 1800,000 people, like again 18 lakh people, that is massive. And in that 18 lakh people, IRCC had estimated that 76,000 people will be applying for PR in the year 2022, which is more than their quota for the year 2022, right? So they don't need to conduct draws for the year 2022. All right, and from these 76,000 people, around 19,000, 20,000 people will still be spared for the year 2023, right? So considering all of that scenario, the draws are going to be irregular in 2022. And then again, 2023's quota is also not a very massive number, right? So in 2023, the draws will resume at a regular pace while eyeing at the 2024 numbers. We have the immigration level plans, right? So currently, this is how it is looking like, that 2023 will be smooth for draws, and those people will be entering Canada in 2024, right? So this is the situation. Now consider these 450,000 people who were admitted in Canada. So these students, 450,000 students, they would be completing their studies after 8 months. We know that most 1 year programs, they are completed after 8 months. Some would have 2 years, 4 years programs as well. I'm not ruling them out. So approximately 350,000 people will be ready while having Canadian studies. We know that Canadian studies, they give you more CRS points in the express entry pool, right? And then those people will be completing 1 year PGWP, postgraduate work permit. And that 1 year of experience in Canada, that will make them Canadian experience class. And you know that Canadian experience class, with having 1 year of experience, and certainly they would have nice English skills because they are living in Canada, right? So they have CRS above 500, and they will be ready to jump in the pool by the year 2023 or in the start of the year 2024. Though, so considering all of this, and this number is only going to increase because in 2022 we're also going to have so many students. And keep in mind that this is a massive number. 450,000 is a massive number for students in 1 year, right? So yes, we can say that in 2020 was the year of COVID, and not many students were included in the year 2020. They did not land in Canada, but in the year 2021 they landed in Canada. Yes, that is an argument, but it does not ignore the fact that these people will be coming in the express entry pool. So if you're a federal skilled worker and you're just counting on your luck, and even if your score is below 470 and you're counting on Alberta, you're counting on Nova Scotia, right? And your occupation is not even in demand for Ontario or for Saskatchewan. So if you are that person, or if your NOC code is in demand for OINP, but your score is lower than 463, 458, because these are the numbers that Ontario selected recently, right? So if your score is below that, your score is 430, 420, if you have these kind of CRS scores, then you must need to do everything in your power to increase your CRS. And the most obvious thing would be, if you don't have a master's degree, to get a master's degree, right? Because that will add 33 more points than having a bachelor's degree alone. And if you had IELTS CLB 8, then you must need CLB 9. If you have CLB 9, you must need CLB 10 to reach that CRS, all right? And after following all of these things, the most important thing for you is to learn French. If you have the money, all right, so let's talk about that. If you have the money, you should be one of those students that are landing in Canada. You should go for a study permit, right? And if you're from Pakistan, India, and those SDS approved country, then you should apply through student direct stream, right? But if you don't have that kind of money, then obviously learning French is your only way out. So please start learning French, because the coming years they are going to be very, very dangerous, I would say, in terms of competition, because these students, they are going to be there competing you in the express entry pool soon enough, right? And apart from that, if you're thinking about studying in Canada, if your CRS is not good enough, if your age is too much, then know this, that there are particularly simple steps. All right, so first of all, you need to define a course, you need to define a university, you need to get an admission, and that admission would be based on your GPA. But that GPA requirement is not from IRCC, it is from your university. So they will give you an admission, and after that you will get an invitation letter from that university. Then you open a GIC account, you submit 10,000 Canadian dollars in that GIC account. GIC account is in within Canada, right? So people use Scotiabank for that, so you can use that as well, right? So after having a GIC, you apply for SDS, Student Direct Streaming, and you can show some bank statement that you have, that I have this 500,000 rupees, I have this 10,000 rupees, 1 million rupees. So you can show that bank statement to prove that you are a sound person. And if you have a property under your name, then you should show that property as well. If you are a parent, if you're a father, if you're a mother, then you should show that I have kids back home. So after completing my studies, this is for damn sure that I'll be going back to my country, because I have my kids to look after, right? And yeah, these are the things. And if you are married, so don't go with spouse, apply alone, because that that will prove in itself that you have connections back home, and you will be going back home after completing your studies, right? So this is the sole reason. And your SOP, the story that you will be writing to IRCC with your application, that story should say that you will not think about illegal stay in Canada for a moment, right? And you would say that, okay, I have this bank statement, I have this property in my name, I have my kids, I have my parents back home, so I need to go back to them, right? I'm only studying this so that my career can grow exponentially, right? Because obviously having a foreign education, we know that in South Asian countries, having a foreign education, that will help us in enormous ways. So these were a few things that you can use to increase your CRS in the year 2022. And because the competition is going to be very, 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 very high, and I cannot stress upon it more. So people whose occupations are not in demand for PNP, think about changing your professions. I'm not talking about changing your knock code, like not a fake knock code, but actually change your occupation. If you are a teacher somewhere, then you should think about moving to another profession, like maybe a sales manager, maybe, right? So because 0601 knock code, it is in demand by OINP. 0621, if you're a shop owner, then your knock code is in demand for Saskatchewan, at least for now. Right, so think about changing your profession, think about improving your CRS, like I just explained, and prepare yourself for that war that is coming your way, that war of high competition with the younger lot, with the people who are above 29, whose in, English CLB 10 IELTS scores are with them, and who have master's degree equivalency and 3 years of experience. They are at 481 CRS. So you need to compete with them, and not only with the FSW 481 people, but also with the students, 450,000 people who are studying in Canada, who will be competing you in future. So I cannot stress enough on it. So with these words, this is Arif Takhar, and I'm hoping great things are coming your way. So don't let this high competition pull you down, right?